What's going on, guys? So in front of us is the 2024 Forest River Surveyor Legend that we recently purchased. Collaboration unit with the folks over at Forest River. Basically got this to us for an insanely good value so we could do testing, evaluation, towing, accessories, upgrades, and just feature the heck out of this thing because it's a really cool floor plan. This is a 2024 240BH LE bunkhouse unit. Definitely go back and check out the videos where we did a full interior tour, full exterior tour. We saw what was in that hatch, which is super cool. Again, go check out the videos that we did kind of featuring this. Love the fact it has the Goodyear tires on it. PVC roof. It has a 15,000 BTU air conditioning unit on top, which is insane for an RV that's this short. You know, that's really cool. We tested out the B&W Continuum hitch on this, the weight distribution hitch from B&W. Very cool as well. And we put a new door lock on it. Just a lot of really great things that that this comes with, but also some cool things that we're able to test and try on this as well. That said, we have a really cool project for today, and I think you're going to like it because if you saw a video that I recently posted, I'm sure a lot of you all have considered doing this upgrade to your own RV. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so in front of me is the SmartPlug. Now this is a 50 amp version of the SmartPlug, and this is the vessel and vehicle inlet as well as the plug side of it. So this is really cool because this gives you the ability to convert your RV from the traditional twist lock style connector that you have to a much safer and simpler to use power connection source to your RV, which is really nice. Now this is going to be the RV side, and this is going to be what you splice into your existing cable if you don't want to buy a new cable. But for us, this is going to come in really handy because we have two different needs in terms of using this. And I think what we are planning on doing is something that a lot of you might plan on doing if you get a setup like this. So let me show you what's going on. Okay, so we have our Forest River Surveyor here, and here is the 50 amp connection that comes with it. Right? Totally fine. This is what most RVs that have two AC units or more are going to have. Standard 50 amp connection. You have your 3 prongs plus your ground. And we're going to take this out and we're going to replace it with the SmartPlug. Now, a lot of you may be asking, why aren't we putting it on the Brookstone? Well, let me show you why we're not putting it on the Brookstone. So we may end up putting one on the Brookstone, but the reason why we're not right now, first of all, is because if you look at where this plug is in correlation to where this bottom trim piece is, it actually won't fit. So it's designed to replace one of these as a direct replacement. The problem is because it's so low to this trim piece, it's not going to work. I'd have to make a much larger cutout there, which we may do. We may put a SmartPlug on here. In the meantime, we're just using this dog bone connection to 30 amps so we can provide power to both this RV as well as the Surveyor. And you want to make sure that this ring is really tight whenever you're using your typical plug, and that's going to ensure you have the best possible connection. But that's the reason why we're not putting it on here yet. In the future, we may decide to change this out also with the SmartPlug as well. But for now, we're going to throw it on the Surveyor. Okay, so back to the plug. Let's get this unboxed. All right, you simply take that off. Here's your RV side. Here's your plug replacement side for your cable. You have a couple of your pieces here which cover up the cable at the back, and I believe this is a tool that just helps you get the cable in to the actual plug itself. And again, it's designed to line up with the existing holes, so it's a direct replacement. Very cool. It looks like that's going to work out just fine. So let's go ahead and pull this one out and see what's connected behind it. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you take it out. Very nice. Now I'm just simply going to unscrew this piece on the end, and this essentially clamps this down around the cable right here to keep it from moving. Next, we're going to open it up, and we're going to take these 2 screws out right here, which will allow us to remove the center portion to get to the wires. Okay, so now that I've unscrewed these 2 screws, it's allowed me to release this back cap off, which is screwed on. I can push this back so I have room to work, and these are going to be all my wire feeds going in. And you can see they're all color-coded on the factory plug, and they're also color-coded on the new plug. So this is going to make it really simply to move stuff over. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and remove our wires from here. Okay, so we got all of our wires removed. We're going to go ahead and put them into the SmartPlug. The first thing I want to do, though, I'm going to put this rubber band around it like this. All right. I'm going to insert my ground first. White wires in. Let's go ahead and tighten that one down. Nice and tight. There we go. I'm going to tighten the bottom set screw. Alright, now I'm going to take my rubber band and I'm simply going to put it around these the way that they had it. And I can bring this up. Now, I'm not going to use this the same way as they used it, but I can definitely bring it up and provide a little bit of coverage to the wire by going like that. It's actually kind of convenient. Like that. And then I want to feed everything back through. Wipe this area down real well. We are going to get this aligned the right way. I'm going to pull off the 3M backing right here for the seal or the gasket. Go. Feed it onto the back plate right here, like that. And then I worm this thing back in there, like that. I'm going to start to try to work some of these screws in. There we go. So we have the RV side complete. Doesn't take too long. Those wires are definitely a bit tricky to work with because they are very thick and very stiff wires to move, but it all works out in the end as long as you're patient with it. Let's move on to the plug side now. Okay, so the next part of this project is to convert a perfectly good 30 amp to 50 amp cable. I love this cable because they're very hard to find, actually, to find an actual 30 amp cable which terminates to a 50 amp RV connector on the end. But anyways, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to install the SmartPlug connector on the end, and this is a 50 amp SmartPlug, so we're essentially just switching this like that. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is cut this cable. I'll probably give myself about a foot of slack in case I want to reuse this for like a dog bone or something else in the future. Okay, so I have my wires unsheathed right here. Now I'm snipping the wires down as they specifically say in the instructions. Okay, so I've cut the wires down. They say to cut them down to about 1 3/4 inches. So that's what we've done here. And they say that they want you to strip off about 3/4 of an inch. That's what I'm going to do right here. There we go. Okay, so before I wire these in, I've actually been messing around with this for a while because I am not an electrical expert. I'm going to utilize this. So they give you this kind of cool adapter here which you can use to squeeze the wires through if you need to. And I think this cord should fit through here just fine. So we're going to put that over it like that. Yep, just like that. So now that we have this on, we now have to feed this piece on over it. And I'm pretty sure you're just going to kind of worm this through here. We'll get it in here. Okay, so we have this piece assembled right here. You can see it's fitted in properly right there. We have our cable coming through the end. Let's go and clean these up a little bit. I have my jumper ready to go. We're going to go ahead and throw our ground in. We're going to tighten these as we go. Put our neutral up top. Then we're going to have our jumper and we're going to have leg 1 and leg 2 in the same opening right here. Okay, so we're wired up. So I have a jumper from leg 1 to leg 2, got leg 1 powered up, neutral, and then I have my ground. Everything's nice and tight and secure. And now I think I just need to feed this over. We'll slide this into here, like that. I'm going to put my seal in last. I got these little screws right here. They are Phillips head screws. Okay, we're looking good. Everything looks really nice and clean. Let's go ahead and test this thing out. Okay, so moment of truth. I've already checked with the multimeter. And if you saw that, yes, I did forget to put the little rubber gasket in at first, but now I have it in. So we'll go ahead and test it now. Let's go ahead and plug it in. That is cool. That is a solid connection too. Let's go inside the RV and kick on the AC. Okay, so the test here is going to be turning on the AC. Have it on cool. There we go. Compressor kicked right on too. looks like we're in good shape. Everything's wired up correctly. And we now have a smart plug on the RV. Super, super cool. So this is certainly an upgrade that I think most people would be able to handle by themselves, but if you're not comfortable working around electricity, then you may want to consult someone or get someone to do it for you, just so you have that peace of mind that it was done correctly. It's pretty much swapping out what you have and matching color codes to the new plug. So everything there is already colored, and you simply need to put it in the new plug. And then just understand, if you're doing what I did, where I went from a 30 amp cable to a 50 amp connector so I could plug it in here, then you would have to understand you need that jumper there to go from leg 1 to leg 2. Otherwise, you'll only be providing power to half of your breaker panel, and that could cause some issues. So super easy to install, but I'll admit it's a really cool upgrade, and it's one that when you're done, there's a lot of satisfaction that goes along with it. Love the quality construction. Really nice, super easy to plug in, very sturdy once it's in there as well. So I can definitely say that I really like the build quality and how this is set up. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put a link in the description if this is something you're interested in. My channel sponsor, etrailer.com, not only sells this, but they also provided it for review and evaluation on the channel. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.